Hello and welcome to another episode of Construction Week Middle East online interviews, which we will be hosting in line with UAE's remote working initiatives. Joining us today is Dana Salbak, the MENA Head of Research at JLL, who will be talking to us about the impact that the COVID-19 outbreak has had on the UAE's real estate sector. To start off, thank you, Dana, for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for this initiative and for hosting me. Thank you.
Good to have you. Dana, despite a strong investor appetite driving demand that we've seen in 2019, early 2020 for residential and commercial real estate in the UAE, the supply glut of the heavy pipeline of properties have pushed prices lower over the past year, following the trend that we've seen so far. What impact do you think COVID-19 will have on residential and commercial real estate prices in Dubai and across the UAE?
Sure. So let's just put the audience in a bit of a kind of set the scene, or give them a bit of perspective on where we are in terms of the supply that you're talking about. So focusing on Dubai specifically, in Q1 2020, just over 12,000 residential units were delivered, and that's just in one quarter. And that's the largest number of deliveries that's ever been delivered in any quarter. So obviously that's a huge number. An additional 61,000 residential units, both apartments, villas, and even townhouses, are due to be delivered over the next 9 months, so over the remainder of the year. Now, despite the fact that there is no official lockdown on sites, on construction sites, I'm kind of looking outside now because I'm hoping the two buildings next to me will take a break for one day. But despite no official lockdown on sites, we do expect delays in the handover of these projects. So out of the 60,000, we normally assume about a 45 to 50% materialization rate in any given year, and this is based on historics. This year in particular, we will expect materialization rates to be much lower.
Economic fallout of the COVID-19, specifically in terms of possible layoffs, reduction in salaries, and people taking a backseat in terms of consumer spending. Do you think that that's going to drive demand lower and drive prices lower in the UAE real estate market in terms of residential and commercial?
Yes, so in terms of residential, we definitely think that will play an impact. What we have seen is the residential market was gradually showing signs of a slowdown over the past couple of years. We were expecting the market to reach the bottom of the cycle just before Expo, and that's purely on the back of sentiment. We weren't necessarily expecting any uptick in performance, but we were expecting the market to stabilize. Obviously, with COVID and with the delay of Expo, we now expect this period to be a bit longer. We expect rents and sale prices to continue softening throughout the year, and instead of the stability that we expected this year, we're more likely to see it next year. So there is a commitment to encourage end user demand, to promote end user demand. Of course, given the current circumstances, again, there needs to be more done, particularly, given the unfortunate circumstances that people might lose their job, and again, their ability, physically, their purchasing ability to actually invest. So while yes, we do encourage these initiatives, but definitely more needs to be done. I mean, even in terms of the 5 and 10-year visas, those are definitely favorable. They work in favor of increasing people's commitment to being here. But there's a lot of terms and conditions, and it really doesn't apply to the majority of the population, unfortunately. Yes.
Wonderful. Moving on to my final question, Expo 2020 Dubai is likely to be.
Yes.
We're still saying likely because we're waiting for the final confirmation on this. You've mentioned previously that it is likely to create opportunities for the market. People are going to get more time to deliver their properties and on their promises. What opportunities do you think specifically this brings to the real estate market in terms of residential and commercial? Is it just the timing that they have to get right, or will it give them a little more leeway in terms of a market that is suffering from liquidity concern?
I think both for sure, and key to emphasize is your second point there on liquidity and cash flows as well. But I think primarily it's a matter of time. It's giving developers time to deliver projects a lot more relaxed, so to speak. But also, I mean, given the current environment, there's no way they would have attracted the amount of footfall that they were hoping for it. And it would have, under any other circumstances, there is no doubt that it would have attracted that number of footfall. The huge opportunity I see is, it's in the commercial industry, but it's particularly in the industrial and logistics and warehousing. I mean, this is a sector, this is the star sector, so to speak. It has been the past year with the growth of e-commerce and the kind of shifting retail landscape, but more specifically now, we're seeing huge demand for warehousing space. We get inquiries almost on a daily basis, not just regionally, but also globally. So I think there's huge opportunity there, huge opportunity for Dubai to position itself as it is, but to even position itself even further as a leading warehouse and logistics hub, particularly when it comes to the e-commerce. So that's one huge opportunity. And again, going back to technology, automation, robotics, PropTech, a lot more time to invest in R&D as well to develop all of that ahead of Expo, for sure.
Well, thank you, Dana, for sharing your insights. It was definitely
thank you so much.
For those of you watching, feel free to comment, share, like, and subscribe for more such interviews with experts within the industry. That's all for now, and until next time, goodbye.
Thank you very much.